According to the latest official figures, more than half of China's lakes, rivers, and other water bodies have reached level 5 out of 6 in contamination. Caden Pearson brings us this next report.
In the Dabaoshan mining area of Guangdong province in China's south, runoff from a mine has been poisoning surrounding villages for over 20 years. Dabaoshan is located at the juncture of Wengyuan and Qujiang counties. The area is rich with mineral resources such as iron, copper, lead, and zinc. The area also hosts 4 ore dressing plants and 56 ore washing stations. Travel 10 kilometers downstream Hengxi River and you'll find the infamous Shangba village, also known as the Village of Death. Of Shangba's 3,000 residents, more than 250 have died of cancer since 1987. Mr. Liang, a Shangba village resident, said, "It's a cancer village. Once people older than 30 fall ill, it takes about 3 months for them to die. Last year, 2 people died who were no older than 40. One was 30, the other was 40. It is due to the contaminated water coming from Dabaoshan mine. Dabaoshan is very famous. Regarding farm crops, we don't accept local produced rice. The local people who were afraid of the contamination all moved out. If you were us, would you protest or not?" According to a report on the Human Rights in China website, villagers could once see clear to the bottom of Hengxi River. To the villagers, it was affectionately called Mother River. Today, villagers call it Red River or Black River. The rocks along its shore are stained dark brown and encrusted with what looks like tea dregs. Villagers haven't seen fish or shrimp in the river in 20 years. No living creatures can be found near the river. There is not even the sound of insects. Residents now mostly get their water from wells. Mr. He, a local resident, said, "When washing the ore with our water, residue has been left and contained in the water. Our major water source is the river from Dabaoshan. The tap water is very bad. One day there's water, but on another day there isn't. When it rains, the water is yellow and cannot be drunk. My family now drinks well water. The Xinjiang town government is totally tyrannical. The crops are also polluted. I have 2 relatives around 30 years of age who have died of liver cancer. It's impossible for us to move away now. We hope our descendants may have a better environment." The Human Rights in China website report states that Shangba village isn't even the most seriously polluted in the area. Yanghe, Tangxin, and Liangchao villages are situated closer to Dabaoshan mine. The Liangchao party secretary said nothing will grow in the fields irrigated with water from Hengxi River. Caden Pearson, SOH, Brisbane.
Zhang Xiqing was a Falun Gong practitioner who died under the most suspicious circumstances while detained at the Xishanping labor camp. Chris Thomas with this report.
In Chongqing on September the 27th, Jiang Li, the youngest daughter of deceased Falun Gong practitioner Jiang Xiqing, issued a statement through Sound of Hope radio condemning the Chongqing police for cremating her father while he was still alive and for threatening his sons and daughters that are appealing for justice. Jiang Xiqing was detained at the Xishanping forced labor camp for practicing the outlawed meditative practice Falun Gong. The circumstances surrounding his supposed death are mysterious. On January 28, 2009, his family received notification he had died from a heart attack while in the camp. When the family visited 7 hours later, they found his body was covered in bruises and still warm, despite being kept in a freezer. He was cremated soon after. Jiang Li resides in Shanghai. She said the Chongqing police have tried to force Jiang Xiqing's sons and daughters into signing a statement for reclaiming their father's ashes and to remain silent on the issue. They have refused. They vowed to not give up their right of seeking justice for their father. Despite receiving help from 4 lawyers, the Jiang family still receives death threats. In light of possible future incidents, Jiang Li has issued a statement to let the public know the true wishes of Jiang's sons and daughters. She said, "I hope the following statement is broadcast through various media. In future, any statements that I might make will be null and void. No matter what has changed, whether I am detained, persecuted, or under any circumstance, only today's statement is true and true to my wishes." Her statement features 4 main points. Firstly, my father was beaten unconscious by police in Chongqing and was cremated while still alive. Several family members saw evidence of this. Secondly, the Chongqing public security not only murdered my father, but continues to torture my mother. My mother's life is now in danger, but they still won't let her go. Chongqing public security has also carried out violence, fraud, inducement, and other means to persecute us sons, daughters, and relatives. They won't allow us a voice. Thirdly, Chongqing authorities have arrested, tortured, hung, beaten up, and persecuted Beijing lawyers Li Chunfu and Zhang Kai, who demanded justice for our family. Their firm is now under great pressure, and Li Chunfu has subsequently failed to have his lawyer's license renewed this year. Fourth, at present, assurances given by the authorities to our relatives in Chongqing were given under duress and even contained death threats. The Chongqing authorities have extended their pressure into Shanghai. The Chongqing Public Security Bureau has ordered the Shanghai Ministry of Public Security to tell my employer, Shanghai Airlines Company Limited, that I write a guarantee declaring I will not petition in Beijing. After I refused, they immediately moved me to another position so I could be easily monitored. My family are also being monitored by the Shanghai Public Security Ministry. Originally, my father's grievances had nothing to do with the Shanghai authorities. I hope the Shanghai Public Security Bureau and the Shanghai Airlines Company Limited will not participate. If they still cooperate with the Chongqing authorities to persecute me, they will have to be held accountable in the end. I solely make this statement and reserve the right to denounce this at any time. Thanks for listening. This is Chris Thomas for SOH Wellington, New Zealand.
In this next report, it turns out tensions are beginning to run high in Kokang, and the Burmese junta have been strongly suggesting that Chinese people should leave. For reference, the term Kokang actually refers to two things. The Kokang region is officially known as the First Special Region and is a part of the Shan State in the northeast Burma. The Kokang people are actually of Han Chinese origin, who immigrated there over the years. Perry Liu with this story.
Recent clashes between the Burmese army and ethnic cocaine rebels in Burma have escalated into a state of civil war. In the northeastern cocaine region, posters have been displayed warning the local ethnic Chinese to leave the area, which was taken over by the Burmese junta in late August. At present, almost all ethnic Chinese have managed to escape to mainland China. According to the Burma Rescue Team, a group started by Chinese civilians reacting to pressure from the regime, the local Chinese population will continue to resist until the bitter end. Ms. Hu from this volunteer group says, Cocaine's new government has demanded Chinese people leave Burma by the 25th, as full-scale war is soon expected. While many experts believe this is to be unlikely before October the 1st, the Burmese junta has been known to launch surprise attacks in past conflicts. Ms. Hu said, in order to protect its new power, the junta has adopted many tactics, such as inciting discord among civilians. I still believe, as long as the Burmese regime doesn't provide fair treatment for Chinese people and continue to implement highly discriminatory policies, the unrest will never end. If they were to announce that the soldiers who once rebelled could return home without consequence and started a protection plan for the assets of Chinese business owners, stability and control in the region could be established quickly. If the ethnic Chinese business owners cannot continue to trade in the region, they will most likely choose to leave. A local government official told reporters, the Chinese Communist regime has maintained a friendly relationship with the Burmese regime. Officials from both parties meet frequently. In an apparent display of cooperation designed to appease the Chinese Communists, the Burmese junta has attempted to maintain stability in the area before October the 1st. However, heavy military presence has been sustained on both sides of the border, and the situation in northern Burma remains intense. According to news reports, Cocaine's new government has issued public statements declaring all people identified as Chinese by the entry and exit documents have 15 days to leave Cocaine. These people are requested to reapply for entry after 15 days, and those who cannot provide substantial documents are forced to leave and be responsible for the consequences if they refuse. This news article was brought to you by Perry Liu for Sound of Hope in Brisbane, Australia.
Sadly, that brings an end to this edition of Inside China Today. I hope you've enjoyed our special coverage and our reports.